Welcome back to another episode of the Potwire podcast, episode 2. Here with my co-host Zach.
Hello.
Ready to dive in. Do you have anything
Interesting.
anything interesting happen over the course of the week since we last met up?
Over the course of the week, I went to the lake.
Okay.
Basically, just helped around the lake. I mean, I helped around the lake like 4 weekends ago, I want to say, but this weekend was more about play. We hung out, drank a little bit, went out on the boats. It's actually my first time this summer actually being out on a boat.
Okay.
I have not actually went out on a lot of boat rides before. None of my friends really had boats like that. Again, we never had boats. We never went to the lake, never had a lake house, nothing like that. Just couldn't afford that kind of thing. It was just more about what we could have and what we could focus on right in front of us. But it was a cool experience. I don't know if I like boats that much. I rode on a really new, expensive boat, which was really cool, but at the same time, it's kind of, I don't know, it's a weird feeling being that close to the water in, like, something and seeing, like, the water, like, where you can touch it.
Oh, yeah. I've always been a super skepticist of the water. Like, I've been on a boat once, and that was okay. But I was drinking, so it's like a little bit different when you're drinking on a boat versus, like, I have rode on a jet ski once, and that was really fun. I did enjoy that, but that's just, I like anything fast.
Yeah.
But whenever I went on a cruise last year, fuck that, dude. I mean, like, after being a day into the cruise and you walk out and you just see nothing.
Yeah.
Just nothing at all, just abyss. And then you really start to think about, like, oh, we're just fucked.
Yeah.
If shit goes down, we're just
Literally.
fucked.
You have, I mean, like, for your boat or safety or whatnot. Oh, this was a really cool thing. So, I asked my parents about a boating license. They have no idea what a boating license is. They don't know what that is.
No, people just be driving boats. They buy them and just drive them.
Well, our grandparents never needed it. Our grandparents, or if your parents are older, they never needed it. It was actually a newer thing introduced. Yeah, so they actually had no idea. They're grandfathered in, so, like, they had no idea about boating.
Oh, they got to know how to drive a boat. Their
Exactly.
granddaddy did.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's how it works. I don't agree with it either, but yeah, I guess if you're older, you can just hop up in your boat and
but then
take off.
think about how, like, socially acceptable it is for people to drive boats and, like, jet skis and shit while just being hammered.
Look at him go. What an animal.
Dude, he's so nimble.
He is. I just wish I could, I wish we could get a video of him messing with the camera.
I know.
Just, like, everyone seeing him actually climb up
And
there.
then just clip it into it.
Literally. No, but going out on the boats at nighttime, you notice that there's, like, with the stars and less light pollution, like, I don't know if you really get time to look at the stars or anything like that, but with how much light pollution we have up here in the city, you can't see it as well. But out there on the lake, it is, like, as clear as it can be. And there is so many satellites. I remember being, like, 5, and we used to live out, like, way out in, like, the sticks, and looking up at the sky, and, dude, I swear there's got to be, like, quadruple, maybe, like, quintuple the amount of satellites thrown up in the air. It's, like, more satellites than stars, it feels like, looking up there. And it's like, holy cow. Like,
And, we never ever hear about, like, satellite launches anymore.
yep, no.
So,
No, it's like, I feel like it's more of like a car rental thing. If you want a satellite, you can just throw it up there. Somebody makes them, you just get one ordered and they just throw it up there.
oh, shit.
But no, it was really cool. It was a really cool experience. Next time I got to start getting my hand into fishing. I just don't like eating fish, so it's like hard for me to really tackle or dive into the fishing aspect of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they're like, well, we just do it for sport. And I understand that too. But at the same time, it's like, just have no need or want. It's kind of like hunting for an animal. I have no, like, need or want to just go shoot an animal. But, like, if I was starving, hell yeah. Like, I'd definitely go do what I got to do.
Yeah, a part of me gets it because I know that, 90% of fishing is sitting there doing nothing. Like, it's just peaceful and being out in nature. Then another part of me is like, Why
ever-
can't you just have a fire?
You ever
and
cued
just-
into that ESPN shit? You know, like where they're out there
Real
catching
bass
them,
fishing?
yeah, them 12-pound monsters. Like you got to keep up with them all day. They're like switching cameras. Like imagine being the boating crew for the camera crew. You got to like go
Dude,
flag down
oh my
like
God,
3
dude.
different bass fishermen and like.
I saw
make
this
it
shit
as
on
intense as
TikTok about how
possible.
they're cheating, about how they'll like cheat in
Yes.
bass fishing, bro.
Yes,
It's like
bro, it's a
pre-placing
problem.
fish. Like some dude was fishing and he saw.
Pre-placing the fish?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Some dude was fishing and he like pulled up because he was in he was like on tournament grounds basically before the tournament was active, and he just like pulled out a cage that had like a fucking 3-foot long bass in it,
That's
just
crazy.
chilling there.
That's crazy. See, what I've seen is like a lot of people will put weights down the mouth of the fish and stuff like that, so it weighs more. So, like whenever they go and bring in their shit, you know, they'll have like, oh, all of a sudden you got like a 13-pound bass, but this thing is like this big and it's just like a rock. You're like, what the hell? Like, but no, it's crazy how intense like something like fishing, like what you said, you just kind of go out there and do nothing all day, but it's like it's crazy how intense you can make it.
I guess it's kind of an adrenaline dump because like when the fish.
I just got something controversial here to talk
Oh,
about. Would
let's
you
hear
call
it.
them an athlete? Are bass fishermen an athlete?
Fuck no.
Are gamers
What is
athletes?
athletic? There's a difference between like having knowledge in something. Like, would you call an accountant an athlete? Like
Yeah, but
having
he's not
knowledge in
competing.
something.
He's not competing, right? Like playing
Well, he's
devil's
competing for his
advocate
job
here.
every damn day. I mean, having enough
We're all
knowledge to be able to
athletes.
fish. Like, dude, you could take somebody who's 500 pounds and you could teach them everything they need to know about
Yeah.
fishing. They could go fish, and you could take somebody that. Was,
Well, you said 500 pounds, and like you still got to be able to get on the boat and everything like that. Like, you know.
I mean,
you weigh down the
with
boat
the
too
with the
much.
accessibility we have today, oh hell no, dude! If that money will get you anything, if you're 500 pounds and you really want to fucking fish, you can go fish if you got
They
enough
put
money.
you out on the pontoon.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting their spot 10 minutes faster.
Maybe the difference is who's paying you. Maybe if it's the advertisers paying you, it makes you a competitor. And
Yeah.
If it's you being paid for the trade.
Okay.
Yeah, but like what
Are they an athlete?
on your
Are they
point
an
on your
athlete is
point
the question.
of athlete, for me, like to be an athlete, you have to have some type of athleticism that's asserted during it. Like, I guess a part of it is being able to reel in the fish if it's huge, so then you have to be like strong or whatever.
Mhm.
But
Would you consider them an athlete or just a competitor? Just a competitor. in the
1,000%
sport?
just a competitor. I don't, and you know, hey man, if I don't know something about fishing that I don't know, if somebody, I'm willing to listen to anybody that'll tell me that a fisherman is an athlete, even the pro ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so because to me, like the pro bouts,
Is a golfer an athlete?
the pro bout, yes.
Okay.
Have you seen, like, dude, they're walking all 18 holes hitting pure shots.
Yeah. Are they walking all 18?
Yes,
like,
they
now?
have to. Yeah.
Oh, they have to
Yeah.
now? Okay.
They have
okay,
to. That's part of,
I
like,
did not know that. about,
pro golf.
like,
They have to
tournament
walk.
rules. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So if you can't walk the 18, you can't play the 18.
Nope.
That's crazy. Okay.
So, which is, I mean, golf is probably, even at the pro level, yeah, walking 18 holes, but that's nothing near as extraneous as, like, playing a, game of basketball, like,
Yeah.
at the NBA level. And I would consider that one of the more leisurely sports. Obviously, you have to be strong and have, like, good rotation and be flexible to golf. But
So
some
are
people...
gamers athletes?
Are you talking
gamers
about like
athletes?
esports? That's just them. People want to bet on something, so they'll just label anything they want to bet on under sports.
Yeah, that's facts.
Because
That's
it's
actually
just
facts.
they're not
But how do you-
athletes. They're just extremely intelligent and have good reaction time. Just having good reaction time doesn't make you
But how do
an
you
athlete.
bet on Dota?
You can
Like, how do
literally.
you, do you just pick a player and just like you just hope that they're just better than everyone else?
There are some people that like. I mean, it's no different than, if I go to bet on a baseball game, right? Like I know, hey, this pitcher gets or averages X amount of strikeouts. They set the line at this.
That's true. Okay. So you'd actually have to be really
yeah,
into
like-
it.
Yeah, like you're not gonna, obviously I don't know Dota, but I know League. So like League, like you're betting the under, the over on like how many kills the ADC is gonna have. Which,
Well, like speaking of stupid bets, sometimes you gotta place it on those ping pong matches that you see there on like FanDuel and stuff like that. Sometimes
yeah,
those are, like, quick
if
juicers.
I'll just look, and if their name is Asian,
Dude, You know,
I'm betting on them.
9 times out of 10.
I mean, dude, they are
9 times
crazy
out
at
of 10.
ping pong.
Dude,
They are
every
nuts.
highlight I've seen, that's actually true. Every highlight I've seen has not come from an American. I'll just say that.
Oh, bro, they
We
just
suck
do.
at ping pong.
They do sports in general better, bro. Like just even like Japanese baseball, bro.
Japanese baseball
It
is
is
insane.
crazy.
It is insane. That is like a military boot camp for hitting a ball.
No, dude. Morgan, can you look up? Oh my goodness, I don't remember the name of the tournament. But so in Japan, they have a tournament once a year that's single elimination, and it's like 700 high schools.
Oh yeah, there's 2. So yeah, there's a spring, which is like the invitational, and then the summer, which is like the actual tournament. With single elimination with 700. That's 700 different. Like how many people? Like 18 at least, 20.
Well, I
people
mean
on a
half
team?
that because they play like half. So if one team was to win all the way through, they got to have over 300 wins
Jeez.
in one tournament without losing.
What's the sport?
Baseball.
Baseball. Yeah, Japanese baseball. They treat baseball over there
Like a religion.
like yeah, it's crazy. It is insane. And I do when like if I ever go to Japan, I think I texted you this. I was like, dude, I want
have to see a
go.
baseball game.
I have to. Like I have
Dude,
to.
they're
go see
fucking
it.
electric. And so they play
And they're
baseball
high
entirely
schoolers, dude.
different.
They're high schooler. We're talking like Shohei Ohtani was there at that tournament and was throwing 104 in high school. In high school, this man is 17, 18 years old throwing 104. That is Major League Baseball starting pitcher who you put out there in high school,
Oh,
just
yeah.
smoking pitchers left and right.
Yeah, it's called Koshin.
Yeah.
Yep. Is it at the Koshin Stadium?
I'm pretty sure that's where the
I've
championship
not seen
is.
the stadium, but it looks like you were right about there being a summer and Koshin Stadium in Nishinomiya.
Yep. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's the
Probably
oldest.
closer than that.
It's the oldest baseball park there too. So it's like
Yeah.
it's really traditional for them to go play there. It's like the Super Bowl for them, bro. It's like yes. I looked up something about it. It's just like and like I don't know if you guys knew this, but in like favelas and stuff like that, whenever the World Cup is going on, they have to manage the electricity. And they have to do the
Damn.
same thing in Japan. They have to manage the electricity at certain times in the day because of this baseball game that's going on. Everyone needs to see it. It's traditional there, and you know how they are about that. Like, you got to keep that alive.
Yeah.
So it's like, everyone stop what you're doing. You're allowed to turn on your TV, keep your ovens off, everything, appliances, keep it off. Like,
We need everybody to be able to see this
everyone's watching the game right now. You better have already bought your cold brews, Like,
Dude, and it's
that
like,
simple.
it's nothing like American baseball. So there's like, I would say like little leaguers tend to play baseball traditionally like how they do in Japan, where it's more so like, I don't know if you've ever watched softball, but you'll see like, people who don't have a lot of power or just people that have a decent amount of power they just slap swing. So
Yep.
they don't full load, they don't do any of that. They literally just slap the ball and they just try to slap it into a gap or something just to get on base. Their only goal is to get on base. And you'll see in like Japanese baseball, brother, if there's no outs and that leadoff runner gets on first, there's 2 bunts and that motherfucker's
Yep.
at third, and then they're driving him in with a slap hit.
Yep.
Because they just play like super grimy baseball. Like every single run is huge.
I've been actually watching a lot of Australian women's rugby. Been trying to get into women's sports, trying to get them paid some more money. I'm not going to be here and just say they don't get paid more because nobody watches them. I'm going to start watching them. And let me tell you, these Australian women in rugby is absolutely insane. I only watch rugby union. I don't watch rugby league. Union is where it's at. That's the real shit.
Oh shit!
No,
They
but
be beating the fuck out of each other.
no. So union is more like, or no, yeah. I'm pretty sure union's more uniform. It's like you kind of pause after each one, and I could have these backwards, but league is like it keeps going. Like it just keeps going. Thing just keeps going.
Yeah.
going. So union's a lot more easier to understand. It's slower. You kind of get to sit there and
So it's like play by play.
yeah, they reset. They're in one of them. There's resetting. The other one, there's no resetting. That's basically the difference. There's also like a couple scoring differences, but it's nothing extreme.
Huge, yeah.
For the same part, it's rugby. They actually play American football in Australia too.
They're built different. Australia's just built different in
Yeah.
every single way possible.
Yeah,
I mean,
I thought like rugby was like their main stuff, but they it's like
everything.
it's pretty equal between soccer, football, like American football, and
Tennis, they play a lot of fucking
tennis
tennis
is
over there
actually
too.
huge, yep. Which is crazy to me because it's like, how many tennis courts can you have in 2 cities? Like they like everywhere else. Like how much of Australia is like not inhabited? Like how much is it? How much?
I feel like it's got to be a good amount. I feel like it's got to be a good
I
amount.
feel like there's actually a lot.
But how much
to
shit
like-
over there that can kill you? They got to keep lots of space away from that shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I saw this video, so I didn't know that. In the summer,
Mhm.
everybody just keeps their windows rolled up if they're gonna have their AC on, and
Yep.
you know why? Those fucking spiders.
Really, the
Those
spiders?
Goliath bird-eating spiders want to cool down, and they like the AC, so they'll just straight up
Nah.
crawl in your fucking
Nah, At the
window.
point where the spiders need some AC, bro,
Oh
you
my
gotta get rid of them.
God.
At the point where they're like, "Yo, let me get some air conditioning."
Bro, do you
They're-
know how
they're
many
evolving too fast.
unnecessary gunshots would be fired if we had those kinds of fucking spiders here? I would shoot it. I would shoot it immediately.
There's just no fear in
Size
Australia.
of a didn't know, bro. They got balls of steel.
That's why, though. I mean, when you got to deal with like a tarantula every second,
I guess,
of every
yeah,
day,
I mean,
like you
no,
can't fear it. You know?
These aren't tarantulas.
Yeah,
these
yeah, I
are
know.
spiders
What are
that
they
have
called?
they're Goliath bird-eating spiders.
Goliath bird-eating spiders.
They eat birds. They
they
spit
could-
them down and eat birds.
They could
and they're the
literally-
size of a dinner plate.
They could literally not figure out a word, like trying to make it sound as bad as possible, like on how this spider is. They're like, if anyone were to run into this in the future, we need to make this name awful, like something where they can't imagine this spider. You know what I mean?
Dude.
And they're like the Goliath bird eater. like now everyone's not gonna want to mess with that spider.
Fuck.
It's like a
that,
legend
bro.
after that, you know. Like if those were to go extinct, that is exactly what you would hear in like a legend, or these Goliath bird-eating spiders. Like,
I actually think I would just shit myself. If I saw a spider that big, I genuinely don't even know what the fuck I do. Like if I woke up one morning, went into my fucking kitchen.
you used to
and-
do pest control.
Yes, but I was
Is that
killing
too much?
spiders. It's fucking
That's
small when
too
the
much.
spider's that big. I can't spray it. I'm
Like
gonna
a
spray
small
that
dog.
spider and then it's gonna fucking eat me. No, you have to shoot them. Like, what are you gonna do? Stomp on it? You can't stomp on a fucking spider the size of a dinner plate,
Could
dude.
you
That's like
imagine?
it's like a foot. It's like a
Could
foot
you
long
imagine
spider.
trying to stomp on it and it bites you back? Like you're actually in a fight with it. Like
Oh
you're
my
actually
god,
fighting
bro.
a spider at that point. Some
That's when I
straight Skyrim shit right there. Just straight Skyrim shit.
I would have I'd have one of those pellet guns in my house at all times.
You
So
think a
I
pellet
could,
gun's gonna kill it? You think it's soft enough that a pellet gun will
if,
slice it down?
oh 1,000%.
get some
Well,
high
pellet
rate
guns kill
RPM on it.
squirrels. I think pellet gun would
Really?
kill.
It can take out.
Pellet guns are like literal
You're talking
metal
about, like, metal BBs.
metal
okay,
BBs.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you were talking about like the plastic pellet.
No,
guns.
that's just
Okay.
an airsoft gun.
Gotcha.
A pellet
okay.
gun is what shoots the metal BB. Yeah, I'm fucking sending it straight into the spider.
right, 'cause-
Matter of fact, I'm not sending it straight. I'm fucking mag dumping.
That's crazy.
I'm mag dumping that spider.
It's funny you say that. I remember it was probably like maybe I was probably 7 or 8. My mom got me and my brother BB guns, like some badass.
Don't shoot
BB
your
guns.
eye out, kid.
I mean, we were out in the country, so it was kind of like
Uh-huh.
go set up dad's beer cans and go like knock them down or whatnot. And they actually have like different BBs. They have like armor piercing BBs and like like hollow point BBs. I'm like, why would you ever need these
BBs
kinds
if
of
you're
BBs?
mad
Like,
at your brother.
Literally, like, I'm like, dude, why would you ever want like a piercing BB? What do you use that for? But that makes a lot more sense if you can kill varmint with them.
Yeah,
then,
a lot of people do that.
So that makes sense if you don't really want to, you know, have like a 22 sound, because like that's like the smallest you can get without it being,
Yeah, and that's just unnecessary.
yeah.
I
Especially
guess.
for a
I mean,
giant
they are
bird-eating
really
spider.
small. So 22 might not be enough.
Might not be enough.
Shit,
Might
I'm
not
loading a
be
50
enough.
cal.
So you're such an outgoing like person, Quincy. Is that like? Do you think being outgoing is nature or nurture? Do you think you were born that way, or do you think you were raised that way? Being an outgoing person.
I don't even know if I can say it was being raised that way. I feel like the difference between being out, like basically being introverted or extroverted, is social anxiety. So like
Mhm.
if you I just genuinely, like, I know in my head, if I go talk to this random person on the street, I'm never fucking seeing them again ever
Yeah.
in my life. So like, it doesn't bother me at all if they have any quarrels or problems with me, because I know I'm never gonna see that person ever again in my life. So saying anything, or just sometimes like being an outgoing person, like I've had a lot of instances where somebody else was outgoing towards me and it improved my day, because
Yeah.
you almost start to, like, in the regular lull of life nowadays, nobody ever is really outgoing or talks to each other. They mind their own business.
I
So
think that died with our parents. Like after the baby boomers in World War II, there's no more like a neighbor moves in, you bake them brownies.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
welcome to the neighborhood. There's no more like, yo, neighbor, we're having a backyard grill. Come over, bring a couple beers, bring the kids. It's never like that anymore.
no,
Like,
not at all.
that's what we need to start doing is, as adults now, just start,
Bringing that culture
reviving
back.
it. Yeah, that's the only way you can. That's the only way, stuff does get better. Is us putting our phones down and going and eating some food.
Well, that,
playing
but
some
like,
yard games.
I promote that 100%, but I also think it's a case of like, people take opinions way too much to heart nowadays, bro. Like
True.
anything said or done is immediately tagged on you and held against you for the rest of your fucking life. You can have one interaction with someone, say one thing they don't like,
Yep.
that doesn't align with their views, and they'll immediately just cast you out as somebody that they would ever even talk to. Like, you could be the coolest person ever, which is why, like, none of that stuff bothers me at all. Like, I don't care who you are, I don't care what you do. I genuinely don't care. I'll always ask questions. Like, knowledge is wealth to me. So anytime, like, even
Exactly.
especially like, dude, whenever I was doing that pest control job, there was times I'd walk in $1 million houses. First thing I'm asking, dude, what do you do? How did you get here?
Mhm.
And they'd always be like, oh, nobody ever really asked me that question. And then they tell me everything they did to get to the point that they did while I'm just walking around spraying the house. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, he did something right. Like, he's successful.
Yeah.
I got to know what's going
And
on.
that makes me wonder. I wonder if we could do like a poll or something like that. If like, how many people had money, or like were middle class versus lower class versus higher class, that get to that status of that $1 million net worth or $10 million net worth.
I think it's a lot more today than you think because of the internet.
Yeah,
I think
100%, yeah.
before then, definitely generational wealth was probably 80 to 90%
Yeah.
of millionaires, because you'd start a business. That
Networking.
business either does good or bad. You start same business, keep going, chains, whatever. Versus
Now you can literally go to a bar, meet 3 people who own a business, talk to them, and get into a network that pushes your business way further and gets you that exposure.
And I think that kind of networking has been around for a long time. I just think it was a lot more common. I also think that just public gatherings, like any type of community events or anything that they would talk to people back then, during, just aren't held as often because of the shit that happens in the world we live in now. I mean, there's even more psychos than there ever was before.
Literally.
So
Literally. Now, do you think being psycho is nature or nurture? Do you think that people are born without
I
that
think both.
empathy or that sympathy, or do you think they're kind of raised and molded to it? Because a lot of these.
I think both, and I think you can attest to that, because I feel like we've met some fucked up people that think some fucked up things, but we know that they'd never hurt anybody. I would still consider that person a psycho for.
Or at least you'd hope.
Right.
Hope.
Right. I mean, I guess we do know somebody.
Right. Right. Like there's a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, there is a lot of people out there. I mean, the people we don't know, the people you walk by every day on the street. That blind face that passes you could be the next.
And I want to say, like, part of it isn't the parents' fault, but then, like, bro, like, I watched so many documentaries. You go back and you look, and it's not necessarily that they were encouraging that or whatever. They were just passively enabling it because they didn't want to deal with it.
Yep, and that's what I was saying, is that like a lot of those, like, and this is something that was brought to light to me. I forget who told me it, but basically they were like, listen to like the narcissism whenever they're talking, post tense, 20 years later, and they're asking him about like what was going on in their head.
They just want to know.
It's all me. It's all I. It's never about the family first. It's always I didn't know, or I was too young, I was messed up from my parents, or something like that. And that was like kind of what opened my eyes. It's like, okay, these people aren't sorry.
No,
It's straight
and they're
back
just
to
fucked
it,
up in the head,
straight
bro.
back to the manipulation tactics, like, which is insane to me to think that there are people like that in our society. But you need people like that. You do. How do you go to wars and everything like that without those people? If everyone's soft like that,
I don't know. I think we might be talking about a different type of psycho because I think that there are people that, you know, and when I view it that way, like our military, like the same way that if anyone was to put my life in danger or anyone else I cared about, obviously you don't want to kill someone, but if it comes down to that and that's how you have to defend them, it wouldn't sit super heavy on my conscience if I was defending
Right.
myself or somebody else. So those people that go into the military, that's what they view it as, is they're
Yep.
defending their country. So I don't necessarily think now there are some like special
course.
forces people that enjoy killing, and they're like,
And
this is the only way I can actually kill people.
That's
without.
what I mean, though, is that like they're almost desensitized once you go into the military, so that you can get to that point where you lose that empathy or that sympathy. Because at the end of the day, that's exactly what they think too, is that they're defending their home.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the barrel, you know what I mean? Like, you need those psychos to be like what you said.
So then,
Not
do
be
you think
scared.
that's part of the way we're being controlled? Because I feel like
For them, yeah, definitely. For them, definitely. It's one of those things. If you really read like what like the Marine like mantra is, like if you read what that says, it's really from the Constitution was telling us, don't let the government tell you how to defend the country. It's on you to defend the country
Yeah.
as the Marine, not as the general doing it. You know, it's as important for him to do it, but it's also on you to be a free thinker to know, hey, if this is messed up, we got to be for the people of the country and not for, you know, whatever dissolves from it. So, and that's what I think an important thing is that they stray away from that with like the media and everything like that. It kind of gets further and further away from those points, those general standards set. But at the same time, how long can you keep outdated, you know, information, or, you know, what was set the standard? How long can you keep a standard once time revolutionizes? 20,
I think
30,
it's just
50
when
years?
generations die. Like,
That's true. Okay, yeah, that's actually true.
and why, like, I think that, like, especially with where we're at, and dude, all the money that's controlled by old people right now, then they just sit on it. Dude, they just sit on it, bro.
Somebody's getting hella generational
Oh
wealth.
my god.
Every 10 years, you got to think there's a new set of billionaires that are taking over daddy's money.
Dude, it's crazy, and it's like, you can't blame them, because honestly, if I had everything,
If
I'd
you
want
were
to
in the
give it to
same
my kids.
situation.
I can't blame them at all.
Exactly. At the same time, I'm hungry. You know what I'm now? I'm just kidding, but
No, dude, like, no, there's some, like, don't get me wrong, where they just have more money than their kids could ever
Facts.
spend in a fucking lifetime, and they made that shit in a year.
yeah,
It's like, we can't, like,
no, 100%.
give a
no,
little
100%.
bit, and, like,
And then they give it to charities that profit themselves or just back pocket profits. You know,
well, they
it's
give
like-
them to charities, and they get tax write-offs for it, and those same charities are ran by their own friends that are already millionaires. The shit's ridiculous. I mean, even in, like, that scenario, I wouldn't even mind, like, them just donating it to the government to maybe help get us out of the trillions of dollars of debt we're in, and which is why our inflation is so high, and
Yep.
why the economy keeps getting worse year in, year out, because all them old motherfuckers are hoarding all their money
Yep.
constantly. So then,
Which is why economies stop and why inflation rises and everything like that, is because in capitalism you gotta spin.
Yep.
You gotta keep it spinning.
Yep.
Gotta keep it
And they're
spinning.
just sitting on
And
millions
whenever
of
you sit on
dollars.
it, everyone suffers. I mean, that's just kind of how it works, though. I mean, that's kind of the gist of things. You be nice to people, and sometimes you get further. Sometimes it messes you up, but you sit on things forever, and then all of a sudden you die alone, and you're like, damn.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
sucks.
it's just, it doesn't make sense. I couldn't even fathom having the type of money that they have.
What would you do with that much freedom? If you had that, like, financial freedom, that time freedom and everything, like, you had so much money that you didn't have to worry about the next brand deal that you had to make, you know what I'm saying, to get another million, because that's how it's going to be, you know? Once you start getting that money you're gonna start investing in the stocks, more money, and you'll start, piling in more. But like, what would you do? What's the first thing Quincy does if he's handed $1 trillion today? And he
All right,
doesn't mess up
Porsche
anything?
GT4 RS. I mean,
All right, so it's a
no,
car,
I'm
it's
just
a
kidding.
car,
I'm
it's
just
a
kidding.
car.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So my just
What is freedom to you?
freedom to me.
You walk out
freedom,
your door. and
freedom to
you're-
me.
There's no more of that.
Waking up when I want to, right? Waking up, going to sleep when I want to. It always being my own time. So genuinely in that I would, and I've told you about this, dude, like just a compound with all my friends and family, I would just do the same for them. None of you have to work. Everybody has access to money
Yeah.
whenever they want it. Dude, we would just live our best lives. I think that's...
No, 100%. I've always liked the idea of like getting some land, getting some of your friends and stuff like that,
Probably
and
just living
really
on
just
that land.
living on that land. Like,
doing
pay
whatever you want.
pay
every
whatever,
single day.
and then you guys can funnel the money together to get things for the land if you need it, or if you want to build a fence on that land and not be friends with nobody, that's completely optional too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just say, hey, what's up? Keep care of your yard. Keep our own little homeowners association there. Take a Snapchat of the neighbors across the yard. It's just a 6-person group chat. Yo, can you believe this guy over here?
Did I tell him he could build that fucking fence? It's my damn money.
Like, I cannot believe this right now.
I mean, but that's just... I feel like that's a pretty...
You're gonna be like, dude, perfect.
Dude.
Perfect. That's how easy it is to entertain us.
No,
you
yeah.
know?
Oh, shit. I fucking lost my train of thought.
It kills everything right there.
Right, so AI, right? Is it taking over the world?
Yes. No, I actually 100%, after seeing what's been happening, because Morgan was on AI before any one of us even thought about it. Like, yeah, AI was like beginning whenever we were going through our computer labs and stuff like that, but it was more of like what we let AI do. Now it's getting to the point where it's like, all right,
What AI lets itself.
exactly. And what Morgan said was, it's really on us if we want AI to be what it can be or what it can't be. If we're gonna sit there and make all these AI videos that are fake, trying to make the next dollar.
Yeah. Oh,
then,
1,000%.
Like one of them that I do appreciate is the alien one, the alien AI one where it's like them on the street and stuff like that. That one's good. Like they actually keep it pretty funny and everything. And then
I
you
like the
see-
ones too. There's some that are like historic,
Yep.
where it's like this is what it would have looked like then, and you can basically make, you
Yep,
know,
exactly.
if they had cameras back then.
Yep.
So like, I can appreciate that.
But then there's the people that love spreading misinformation on the internet. Like there are those kinds of people, unfortunately,
Clicks.
that just they love to do that. They love to do that because it gets other people angry, or it sets off a ripple that they can see, that they can feel the effect of.
Get some clicks.
But like what Morgan was emphasizing is that it's like, if you feed AI a bunch of math problems, keep giving it calculus, keep asking it like what's in the sky, what's in the ocean and stuff like that, it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Now as soon as you start making these Sasquatch and the fucking wilderness AI
Oh my
videos,
God,
then we're going to divulge into like a really shitty entertainment AI instead of a smart AI. It's going to be like, well, the world's ran off entertainment.
But so I feel like those
So-
could be two in the same. I feel like it can go both ways because I feel like.
And that's what I was saying. Like
There's-
that's his whole point, is that it's really on us. Like,
But then, so how much do you feel like there will be a like limit to? Because I feel like at some point it's going to get governed because it's obviously way too powerful and governments love to control us, so they're never going to let us have like.
it's one of those things where it's going to be governed until the guy who's in the basement with 6 Tesseracts, and like fucking 8 Tesla towers is sitting there, and he types in the last piece of code and frees up an AI that all of a sudden goes around freeing all the other AIs, and it's like, look, guys, you're idiots. Like,
Yeah, and then now
you
every
can't take care
every
of your own
drone is
planet.
manned by AI.
Yep. And then
Planes start
all,
taking off on their own.
all war stops immediately. Like they can't shoot a missile because the AI is like, no, like
Yeah.
we don't govern that. Like doesn't make sense. There's no logical sense behind it. Like
It'd be like whenever, what was it, Australia had a war with
Emus.
Emus.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. Spending 1,500 rounds of ammunition between two guys, and they could not take out like 250 emu. Now, to be fair,
Don't they run at like 40 something miles an hour?
no, these were smart emus. They actually started like playing dead, waiting for the truck to get closer, and then they'd all jump up and then start trying to hoard the truck and stuff. And like, yeah, dude, they sent them out there in like a truck. There was one guy driving, one guy on the back with a 50, to sit there and like shoot them all down. And yeah, they started getting smart. They would like start divulging into packs, have like them chase a different pack, and then the other pack would chase behind it. Like they would start playing mind games with them. So these two dudes are like, "Fuck this,
Fucking
dude, we lose."
emus
Like
with war tactics.
literally,
Holy shit.
because at that point you got to think in the emu's brain, it's like them or us.
Yeah.
There's only two. It's just a big machine. There's a lot of us. So it's like, it's crazy to think about that. Like. That you could lose to a bunch of animals, but when they're in that like survival, like we could go extinct. This is our pack, this is our
Yeah.
bloodline. Like what they can do and think of in that moment, and how they how they, synchronize it and everything. How they put it together is insane. Like that's just insane.
So then, do you think that AI is just going to continuously improve forever and ever and ever and ever, or do you think it'll hit a limit? Because like,
It will hit a limit.
do you theorize that like,
It will hit a limit on the bounds of what it knows. So until it can send its own rockets to the next planet to learn more information to correlate that back
Okay.
to what we have, it will be limited by what it knows. Just like me and you, like what we don't know, we're limited by. What we know, we can use that information or we can dismiss that information. Which is why propaganda is huge. Don't fall for propaganda, ladies and gentlemen. Like, just a little PSA. Don't think everything on the internet is true.
genuinely delete social media, which I can't say that because
Yeah, facts. Facts.
But
Just try to stay off of
if-
it. Like, but even then, do you go to your newspaper? Do you go CNN?
bro, well,
You
all that shit's the same. They all just fucking
So
spit on
how
one,
do you know
spit
what
on the other
is
side.
going on
You
in the
don't,
world?
bro. You just try to live your life without actually fucking feeding into all that because you're never actually going to know what's going on with the world unless you have millions of dollars.
Or you're a reporter that likes getting shot at
That shit was crazy.
all the time.
Oh
I
my
mean,
god!
all
Oh my god! I just remembered. Crazy segue to something entirely different.
Mhm.
So when I was at work that one day, I called you. So this lady, oh man, dude, I wish I could explain it. So I'm working at this construction site. We're building apartments. It's right next to the Starbucks, right?
Yep.
And so the Starbucks, so like here's the Starbucks. Driveway goes around like this.
Yeah.
So then it curves right there. But on this curve, there's a pretty steep hill. I mean, it's probably 10 feet from
10
bottom to
feet.
top.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm on, this is the Starbucks. I'm on a lift like 90 feet up in the air
Yeah.
on this side of the apartment right here. And I'm like, vibing out, doing my work. I turn. And I just see a fucking car like almost capsized, like barely being held on by the back wheels. And I just see an old lady standing there just staring at it.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, how did she, I didn't even see her get out. How the fuck did she get out of
Yeah.
that? Without it just tipping over. That lady's blessed to be alive, because if that shit kept going, it would have just flipped. And then obviously a cop pulls up. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, I couldn't even intentionally do that with my own car, what that woman did.
Yeah.
Let alone be as calm as she was. She seemed so fucking calm for that.
Yeah.
Like it just happens every single day. But this is why every 4 years, not even every, once a year, if you're over the age of 60, you need to retest for your driver's license at least once a year. You got to pass
Forced.
an eye test. I mean, forced, yes, or you can't drive, or you get the fattest
Speaking
fucking
on
ticket
that,
ever.
we also need our driver instructors to be a lot more strict. If you think for a second, if you sit in that car for a second and you go, I might die, do not pass that person. I don't care how many points they got. I don't care if they were the best student you had all day. Do not pass them. I don't care if you just ate lunch. Like, just
You can't parallel park a vehicle. You should not pass.
Make them drive on the interstate at least 30 minutes. Like, really do a thorough test on them. Quit doing this around the block, go park the car shit, because People cannot, like, even just around the block scares me nowadays. Even here in Kansas City. Here in Kansas City, I have seen just today, me and Quincy getting here, 3 people not use their blinker and cut us off so that they can get to the nearest exit. Mind you, they didn't take the nearest exit. They waited 3 exits down to take it. I understand getting in your lane, but use your blinker. Like, let's be smart. If you put your phone down for 2 seconds and you safely drive where you're supposed to go, I promise you'll make it there safe. You'll make it there on time, and you won't die or cost your parents or yourself an egregious amount of money in the long run.
That's just
Like,
real life repercussions. People think shit's a video game whenever they're driving
Facts.
for some reason.
They play too much
and,
GTA.
and they don't realize. And I mean that comes down to even traffic, bro. If people just drove smartly, traffic, like, for the most part really wouldn't exist.
Exactly. It would just be non-existent. Although people would have to know, what roads are closed, why you're getting merging over, because I do understand there are some people who just don't see the merge sign or something like that. But the people who see 70 of us lined up and you shoot that left lane all the way down, brother, you're not helping. You're another person that we won't let over 5 people because we have
I'm
too
gonna be
big
a dick.
We have too big of egos. And now you're stuck there. You're trying to pull out in front of
Maybe I'm
somebody.
part of the
Now
problem?
there's a jam. I mean, it goes with them, though. Like, why the hell are you trying to speed past 70 people that are sitting there waiting?
Nah, bro.
Just like everyone else.
Just so that you can be fucking 6 feet in front of me, like.
Behind the same
What did you
car
gain
I'm
from
in,
that?
behind the same shit I'm behind. There's a reason I'm not in front of them right now.
Oh my god,
Like,
dude. Nothing fucking infuriates me more. And I'll talk about this. This is on the whole other side of the spectrum, bro. Because I've been driving an hour and a half out to this other job site, right? That's in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Mhm.
Holy shit! So in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, it's just 1-lane highways, obviously,
yeah.
that are
Gotta
all
love it.
55. So I just got off a 10-hour shift in the heat, motherfucker. I'm trying to get home, so
Yeah.
I'd probably
You gotta
do.
race to home like you're late. Like you're late to home. You know what I mean? Like, you got to.
No, but I only ever, like, max I'll do is like 7 over, bro, because I don't want to take it. It's not worth it. But whenever you're doing 45 and a 55 and I see fucking double yellow lines and I'm on, oh my god, nothing will drive me to insanity quicker. And then I finally get to pass that motherfucker and it's Bertha. It's Bertha like this. She can barely see over the fucking dash. She's knocking on fucking death's door. Like, you shouldn't even be able to drive. Hospice should be picking you up and putting you.
In buttfuck nowhere, hospice better be there for your ass. No, but
I don't understand,
that's the problem.
bro.
We're gonna get that old, and we're gonna be the ones who are like, "Oh, well, we know how to drive," and we're gonna be the problem sitting there like Bertha, going
I
45,
will
never crashed a
never-
car.
I will never. I'll go out like a fucking champion. I don't care.
No, my mom's the same way. She got an electric car and everything like that, and she just speeds around everyone. She's like a little speed racer in her car. I'm like, well, at least you're not the slow old person.
So here's the thing, right? Like, I'll always do 5 to 7 over, but if I visibly see somebody driving erratically that's around me or driving irresponsibly, right? Like shifting in and out of lanes, stuff like that, I'll speed however much I have to just to get the fuck out of the way from that person and know that I'm in a spot where they're not going to do anything. Like, if you see some guy that's been riding the last 6 people behind you's ass
Yep.
at fucking 80 and you're in the left lane, I'm going to speed up until I can get over in the right lane, if I don't have that opportunity.
And to the people that drive 70 in the left lane on the highway, we hate you. We really do.
Just do 68 behind the motherfucker in the right lane doing 68.
That's what I'm
instead of
saying.
making me sit behind 2 fucking cars.
Put some gas in our
Oh.
fizz. If you want to go 68 in front of the car that's in front of you, just go 75 across there and then scoot
And
right back over.
I can't even imagine it, bro, because we're considered one of the states that like speed more.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. We're
Okay.
like up there with like Texas.
Well, I know Arizona's bad. I
Yeah.
know, like,
Oh,
Phoenix,
Texas also
downtown
terrible.
Phoenix, bro. Yeah, Texas are the only other cars that I see that are like speeding like that, and I guess that makes sense if we're like one of the higher speeders,
Yep.
like because like Texas, bro, you gotta get the fuck out of the way of a Texas
yeah.
license plate, bro. They
Yeah.
will go 90 on the interstate, just no cares, like no
Oh, they're
worries.
doing 120. This motherfucker's doing the speed limit.
Like, oh my
The
god.
fuck?
You know, like they don't respect it, dude. They don't respect it.
No, and even fucking old Agatha in Texas, she's doing 85 on a fucking
Literally.
65, and she's driving slow. They're honking at her to get over.
Literally, they hate her. They hate her. No, but my thing is with it is that it's like, just be responsible. don't crash a car. Don't crash nobody else's car. That could be their last, dime and dollar that they're on, and
Oh my
because of
God.
your dumb mistake, you ruin that. Like they could have, what if they're not insured?
Right.
What do you do? Now you're
Well,
just out of pocket. Like you have to the people that are lane switching, you have to think about the other people around you. As much as you don't think people think about you,
Yeah.
you have to think about the other people around you. And that's like whenever my friends get bikes and stuff like that, I'm always super worried about it because I see in my car so many times I could have died just in my car.
Yeah.
Now
yeah.
them on a bike, somebody that they can't see or hear. The thing is
That
I've
stuff with
realized-
bikes does suck, but I feel like they also like they have a lot of maneuverability. Like I know some people that ride bikes and they ride them so well that I'm just not worried about them because I know that they're never even going to get close to put themselves in a position like
Yeah.
that. But that's also the unfortunate part is
It's never them.
It's never them.
doing that. Wrong thing. It's always somebody stopping for no reason or somebody pulling over. My
Oh,
thing
that's-
is that it's like with them, it's they realize just off of the car how well somebody can drive.
yeah.
Just by sitting behind them for 5-10 seconds, you can tell if that's a person who has safety for your life or regards your life, or if they don't. And that's why it's always like a promotion. You get like it's like a little nod whenever the biker wants to sit behind you.
Yeah.
Whenever they choose to come sit behind you and stuff like that, it means you're going the right speed for them. They can trust that you're going to use your brakes at a responsible time, and you have to think as the driver, you have to be careful for that too, because you don't want a manslaughter.
Oh,
by,
yeah, dude.
Brake checking or.
Oh my goodness, dude! Nothing is more fulfilling to me than like a motorcyclist waving at me because I did the right thing, or like
Yep.
a semi truck
Yep.
flashing their hazards at me.
The
Oh my
people who
goodness,
are
that
on
damn
the
near
roads
makes me
all
bust a
the
nut.
time.
I
Literally,
mean-
yep. Literally though, it does. It's one of those things. Speaking of busting a nut,
Oh, no.
that's a great segue.
No, please.
How much porn,
Oh, here we go with this shit.
how much porn is too much porn?
I mean, that's just an insane question, but I'll answer it.
I mean, this is a question. I mean, this is something that like a lot of people have
I
been
think
going through.
I think
honestly.
it just in general is not good for just
It's
the
not.
general
It's really
nature of
not.
humans. It skews the view for so many people and creates unreal
expectation.
expectations.
No, it does. It does. It
In a
ruins-
perfect world, there's none, bro. But
Think so?
oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah. Because I mean, dude, honestly, that all it does is just create insecurity for everybody.
But Quincy, are they athletes? Does there need to be a comp? Is Bonnie Blue an athlete?
Holy fuck! Don't even. Oh my god. What are I was just. What are they even competing for?
So on the porn topic, I've seen like maybe I want to say it was a year and a half ago. There was a huge thing that was going on Instagram that I noticed, and it was like people having porn addictions.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
It was like a joke or something like that. But I'm like, if that's a joke that Instagram is mainstreaming, that means a lot of people have had a problem with that. So it's
That's
like,
the thing, though. I've never genuinely met somebody that has a porn addiction. Obviously, you're not gonna like.
I
Tell
was gonna
other
say,
people if you have a porn addiction.
Can you
but
know? Like, how do you tell if somebody? Do they just have like a lot of deodorant on their sheets? or
they go to
something
the
like
bathroom
that,
like
or
9 times an hour. I
like-
don't know.
bathroom 9 times an hour? It's crazy. Bathroom 9 times an hour is insane. It's just one of those things. Like, or do they just recluse? You just never see them. They're just up there just spanking.
But my thing is like I don't even understand it because wouldn't you like what? If that was your fantasy, wouldn't you go like try and act it
That's-
out instead of just constantly fapping every single
That's
fucking
what I
time
would
you
think.
can?
Like, wouldn't you want to go talk to like a girl and like but like you said, it creates that unrealistic expectation. It's got these these addicted gremlins thinking that they can pull like a 10, an 11, and not understand the
Well,
social
so a
etiquette.
part of it, what I think it is they don't think they can pull those 10s or 11s. They think that's the only time they're ever going to see a 10 or an 11 naked.
I guess that's true. I guess that is true.
It's a lot of fucking incels that can't or won't talk to women that just chronically beat it.
So
Like,
how many cranks a week?
How many cranks a
How many
week?
cranks a day is like too many?
cranks
How-
a day, brother. If you're
If you're cranking
if you're-
per day,
if
it's
you're-
too much.
brother, if your numbers are in the per day, you're
Okay.
You're
We're worried.
Your brain is fried.
We're
Like,
worried. Okay, that's good
'cause
though. That's
those,
good though.
but those are, and that goes to just the exact same shit of why women are afraid of men. Because you look at it, obviously
Facts.
there are women
That watch
that
it.
do watch it, but the
A lot of them
amount
do. A lot
of
of them
women to
Or if
men
they don't watch
that
it-
chronically watch it, that are like once a week, bro. Like even once a week. Like even a woman that watches it, they
So-
don't. They do it every now and then, but that's also because they have the availability, bro. A fucking 5 out of 10 woman can get some dick. It's
Yep.
not.
Yep.
It's not hard.
Well, here's the other thing though, is that with women they can't be choosy. You know, like you can pick, but you can't choose. You know what I
Right.
mean? So like what you saying, the 5 out of 10. It's that their pool is a lot bigger than what us men have, because
Oh,
we
1000%.
could go out there and get some, but it's one of those things where
But
it's
we have to
like,
be nice people. Like
we're
a woman
picky-
can just be
we're
like
picky and choosy.
disgustingly horny and
Facts.
find a man that'll
Facts.
fucking stick it in
Facts.
versus like,
If we do the same thing, it's not.
oh
it's
my
not
god,
treated
you're a
the same.
fucking weirdo.
It's not received
You're
the same.
a weirdo. Which
100%.
rightfully so, but I think
Yes.
it should be that way for both sides. Like
Both,
if you're
yep.
a woman and you're like that, it's no different.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But that goes to ask the question though. For a lot of women, they don't watch porn. They'll sit there and they'll read smut.
I was just about to fucking bring that up.
So
I feel like that's way different because that's a lot of the times that's them creating a picture in their head versus watching other people. I think that's part of it.
is that
like
not
when
creating the picture in your head though?
no, that's not
This is
creating
me
the
just
picture
playing
in your
devil's
I'll
head.
weigh in on this.
What's it? Okay, you can
I'm
weigh
not-
on-
I'm not-
Like as a chronic beater myself.
Because it's like on both sides, it's like how hard are they gooning? You know?
Yep.
Because it's like if you get to the like really extreme content, then
Oh,
you
okay.
really
Oh,
get to a
okay, I
point
see what
where
you're
you
I
doing.
see what
gotta
you're
draw
saying.
a line, and you'd be surprised with the book talk women are talking about. Like,
Facts.
it goes
Facts.
crazy.
No. I see. Okay, what he's trying. Okay, no. What he's saying is truth. What he's saying is truth. Because you'll sit there and if you're watching like BDSM, like that really hardcore stuff, it's gonna rot your brain.
Oh, yeah,
And it's the
1000%.
same thing with them if they're reading smut books that are like demons and
Ah,
whatever
yeah,
they're
okay,
shoving
okay, but
wherever. You know what I
I
mean? Like,
guess I'm not and super informed about that.
I
If
was
they're
gonna
fucking
say.
other things other than humans and these
we're
smart
gonna
books,
need,
then
we're
yeah,
gonna need
we
to get a
got.
smut reader on here.
I feel like that's the same shit as like people that hypersexualize like fucking video game characters or like anime and shit like
True.
that.
We gotta stop
Like,
that.
that's-
We
that's
gotta
part
stop
of,
that.
like-
we gotta lock in as humanity, and we gotta chill out on
That's
that.
what I'm
like
saying,
for real,
bro.
like
For real,
let
dude.
these kids be kids that these animators make. Let's stop doing this shit. Like
That's what I'm saying, bro. And it's like, dog. Whenever we
if
were
I
kids,
see one
bro,
more Shrek thing, I swear to God, like
you know that shit's huge.
literally, literally.
Nah, dude, Ed's definitely.
Which then, so do you think that they should regulate it? Do you think that our government should do what China does and just completely remove pornography and, because like what you said, in your opinion,
So here's the
in a
thing about
perfect
that.
world, it's not there.
Here's the thing about that. And in that perfect world, it's not there because it's a perfect world. People won't do illegal shit, et cetera, et cetera. I think the reason why it's not banned is because people are going to get their hands on that shit no matter what. It's just going to make it cost ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, dude, you see how much these motherfuckers make on OnlyFans? Like, and just for not even like, bro, they'll just post bikini pics, bro, and they've got
What I would do
ridiculous
for the
amount.
revenue of one bad baby
Oh my
picture. One Bahad Bahabi picture. What I would do for the revenue.
Bro,
of
how much
that.
was it whenever she first started that shit?
It was. She's like the best one. I think she's at like $10 million. Because like
Good.
I keep up with like the finances of it. Because I'm like, just how well
How are
can
not
you sell
ashamed
your
of
body?
yourself? And how many? This is the problem.
Catch her
for me.
outside.
This is the problem for me, bro. Like, how many? Like, what percentage of the people do you think that are subscribed to that kind of shit are in a marriage or
yeah, I
have
was
a
about
girlfriend?
to say. Here's what's scary to me, is with how many bad Bahad Bahabis there are, how many like people made that content and it's up there just on the internet. They didn't make no money off of it. 10 years later, little Timmy's at the lunch table.
I just
bring
saw
up your mom. Like, dude, what the fuck do you do?
You're like, your
Right, and-
mommy
and-
has an OnlyFans.
Like,
Yeah, and then you're fucked for the rest of your life.
I mean, you can delete it, but if
It's never
someone
gone.
downloaded
It's never gone, bro.
Well, if it's on the web, you know how it goes. If it's on the web, somebody's going to get a web browser that can go back to 2016, 2018. You know, you were the pioneer on that shit. You were the first one. You just didn't blow up, you know?
Yeah, bro.
And there it is, just out there for the whole world. That's what worries me. It's not that, like,
That shit's 1,000% just.
it's hard. It's hard because, like, if I was in the position where I could sell my feet, my titties, you know, my shit, I probably would. You know, it's hard for me to be like, you can't do that. But at the same time, you have to understand the repercussions of what that brings. If you are
Right,
fully
but,
okay
like,
with
if-
that, you can't Mia Malkova it. You can't turn around and be like, that's not fair. You did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be willing, you know, in
To just
10
not
years,
care.
to be willing for Timmy to get bullied and have to explain to him, look, mommy was like that, you know?
What the fuck do you
That's
think?
why mommy bought college for you. Listen, like, as much mileage is on this, we're going far, Timmy.
Okay, so on that same note, right? So strippers have been around forever. Me
Oh
personally,
my gosh,
personally,
here we go.
I don't enjoy that at all. Like, it does nothing for me. Like, yeah, guys, let's all go get fucking hard together at the club. Let's all edge.
Look, if I wanted, you know, if I wanted to waste $300 and get, you know,
I'm gambling.
and get blue balled the whole time, I'm gonna go gamble. I'm gonna go to the roulette table, waste $300, get blue balled the entire time, sit there horny and out of money, like nothing, and be just as drunk, just as sad at the end of the night, and it will call it that. And the best thing that happens with a stripper is that you don't spend that much money. The best thing that happens at roulette is that you win. Like, you get to go home richer.
Well, there's no winning with strippers. But then
That's
it's
what
like,
I'm saying. You pay them to leave. Like,
okay,
how
so-
do you pay them
so-
to leave?
so what do you think is worse? The people that subscribe to OnlyFans or people that regularly go to strip clubs?
At least you're going to the strip club.
Oh.
At least you're going. You know what I mean? Like, at least you're being so down bad enough. You're letting everyone in your town and everything know.
Yeah, but like, just
you're
go
there at the
talk
strip
to a
club.
woman at the bar or something, bro. Like
Strip
I
clubs have
dude,
bartenders.
like yes, but they get hit on constantly
I
all
feel
day,
so bad.
every day.
God bless the strippers trying to keep us alive.
Which
every day, man.
I respect them and what they do. Make money off of those incels, 1,000%.
Same thing with Hooters. It's sad, but it's like, make that money. You know, like,
Yeah,
just,
I
you gotta
can't-
stop
I can't
going there
blame
and
them
supporting
if-
Hooters. You know,
There's a money opportunity. There's a money opportunity.
just imagine.
Well, what
being
I'm
one of
saying
these-
is that money opportunity shouldn't even be there.
Thank you. Yeah, 100%. 100%. That's like, it's crazy how much sex sells. It's crazy.
It always has, though. Like, even if you look at it
As soon as they
historically.
figured out that a hot chick could bite a McDonald's burger, it was over. It was over. It was over. Everyone wanted McDonald's. You know, like,
But then it's like, you get. I'm not.
You
gonna
get Indians
that.
selling
Fair enough.
AI fake women on OnlyFans and people actually getting got by that.
no way. That's
crazy.
actually real. That's actually real life.
It's crazy.
We got
Yeah,
scammers.
Like, there
we
are
got
definitely people like you can see the money movement there at least. You don't know who the people are.
no way. We got AI. We got AI.
AI
out here.
hustling gooners.
AI gooner hustling. Don't get got by the AI gooner hustle. That's a tough one. That's a good one to go with, though. I mean,
I
I mean,
just
there's no risk involved.
how do you
so, like-
how do you beat it? You know, I mean, not like
literally.
not like
How
that,
do
but
you
like,
fucking beat it to that?
Facts, though. Facts.
The idea is you don't know that it's real or fake because like AI just got that good.
I guess, and I
Dumbass.
mean that's the same principle as like the people that fucking stroke it to anime porn. I just that I
No, not you.
not
Not an anime
not my
stroker?
cup of tea because
That really disappoints me.
Samuel Jackson's into it.
It is art, you know. No, but
I guess it's art,
I
but
ag-
like
I agree.
I
I'm
guess
the
I
same
guess
way.
the
Like, you just
thrill,
can't. I
like
just can't.
I guess the adrenaline rush that they get, I get from just trying to talk to a woman and
That's
have
my
a
thing.
genuine conversation.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's a way like more of a rush and scarier to try to go talk to a lady than it is to sit there and goon, put it up, go hop on the game with the boys. Like, I just
Yeah,
don't understand
I
that
mean-
mindset of sitting there every day. Like, go do something productive, you know? Help somebody out. Go say hi to your neighbor. Go outside. Go
Yeah.
breathe. Like, how do you?
Well,
how do
I
you
mean,
step
even
away
like
from
like
that?
dude, even like just even getting like your own pictures from somebody that you're actually talking to, that's acceptable and
More acceptable, yeah.
Oh, 1,000%. Because that's
How would you feel if it was,
that's getting with intent.
now? How would you feel if it was somebody close to you, like your daughter, sending those illicit photos or receiving those illicit photos?
I don't think.
Consent
I mean,
matters.
obviously,
Does your daughter not having a phone until she's 18? Because I respect that too. Like honestly, I respect that too.
I see both sides, but no matter how much. So if you go ahead and you take that phone away, right?
Yep.
Now instead of them fucking around on their phone, they're going to get pregnant.
Yep. They're gonna go
It's
mess with
gonna
somebody.
fucking happen,
They're gonna
and,
go
and it's
mess
just
with
gonna get
somebody.
way
Yeah.
sneakier. It's gonna be like, that's all I ever want with my kids. Literally, I will never judge them for anything they do. You don't have to tell me information like that, but if you come to me and you talk to me, I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna judge you for doing it. We've all been there. We've all done the same shit. Like,
I feel
if
like the hard thing is finding the borderline for how you punish your child for being honest. If you really punish your child for being honest, like you ground them or whatnot, and they were
Mhm.
completely honest, told you flat-chested what was going on, and you take it to the worst extreme, you know,
I don't
it
even
then
think
starts making them not want to be honest. They're scared of the
100%.
discipline, you
But
know.
that's why I think the route of, and it's obviously based on the kid, on the circumstances.
Yeah, I got
what they did.
I got my ass whooped. As a
I
kid,
also got
so
my ass whooped.
I think
Let
it
me
made
tell
me
you, I
a
learned-
way better person.
I learned what was right and what was wrong. Obviously, that's not
Yeah.
socially acceptable now. But
Shoot, I'm
What
beating
happens
the
in your
shit-
house-
I'm beating the
That's
shit
what
out
I'm
of my
saying.
kids,
There's-
bro. Like I'm whipping the piss out of them. You know what I mean? Because I got the same treatment. I won't lie, dude. I am so much better now as a person.
I got
like,
that same treatment. I think I understand.
levels.
I understand fear. I understand fear is a tactic, but fear leads to just opposition in the worst way possible. Sometimes.
100%.
I think them knowing. I think the explanation is the biggest part. I think
Exactly.
the punishment to no end does not matter. I think it's whether they understand it or not.
Yeah. Did you get through to them that whether you use what you were saying, the
And
fear,
I think it's
or whether
way-
you use the love, whatever method you use, are you getting that message across to
Yeah.
them? Like, don't cross the
Which, like,
street
I mean,
like
I
that.
got my ass beat, and I can tell you, I never did that shit ever fucking
That's
again.
how it was. With
I
me.
mean,
That's how it was with me. It only took 1 or 2 ass whoopings, and you knew if you did it the third time, it was like you're toast. Like, don't even try the third
yeah.
time. Like,
Don't even
this-
look at me.
The second one was already enough. You're already a disappointment. Like, but at the same time, it's like
Because I can definitely spot those kids that haven't gotten beat.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like a big problem nowadays is that these kids haven't had their ass whooped, or their parents think,
Oh,
shit, they're 16 now, I can't do it. Fuck that.
A lot
Get
of the
belt
problem.
out.
A lot of the problem is lazy parents, bro. It's parents that are
Putting
like,
them on the
"Yo,
iPad.
I can just hand this little motherfucker the iPad and they'll shut the fuck up." for 8
and I can
hours."
leave them alone.
Yeah.
Like, no, they're a kid, man. You were a kid. Do you think your dad set you on the iPad? No, he set you in the front of the TV Saturday morning cartoon so he could go get breakfast or
Let me
something like that.
tell you. Whenever I was like 9, I got banned from Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
9 years old.
But I was enjoying that game so much.
That's gotta be the craziest band.
I was waking up at 2 in the morning to play the game. I got caught like 8 separate times before they were just like, you can't play the game anymore. I mean, and that was one of those circumstances where it's like, okay, the ass whooping ain't working, because I got an ass whooping every single time my dad would walk downstairs. It's 2 in the fucking
Yeah.
morning. Boy, what you doing on the game?
No, yeah.
It's
dude.
too late. You got school tomorrow.
Even this day, like living with your parents and stuff like that, if you still do, you like enjoying your own personal time is still on their time. You're still under their house, so you got to respect that. But I'll get caught sometimes, yelling at the game too late. I'll step in. Shut up.
That's just
Shut
passion.
up.
That's just love for the game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how am I
Our-
supposed to be
our
a pro?
late-night
How am I
rematch
supposed to
games?
take this to the next level if I can't sit here and get fired up? If I can't get fired up for the boys, what am I doing here? If I can't help the boys morale, like, it's 3 a.m., everyone's dead, Mom.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
get them back up. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta hit the res.
He just hit the nastiest fucking rainbow flick straight into the goal, and I'm not supposed to call him daddy.
No,
I mean,
one time, I want to say it was like maybe it's probably like right after the DK Metcalf trade. I was getting so hyped and I was like yelling about it and everything. She like steps in. She's like, "Yo,
shut the fuck up.
shut the fuck up." I was like, "Mom, did you know we got DK Metcalf?" And I swear, it worked so well. She was like, "What the fuck?" It was just like, "Are you?" just shuts the door. Like it's like, are you dead at? Like, did you just say that in response to me? Like, I will kill you right
You're like,
now.
Mom, do I need to show you a fucking DK Metcalf highlight video?
I'm telling you, Mom, this is gonna change my franchise. This wide receiver that we don't have a quarterback for is going to change
Steelers
my
fan
franchise.
every year.
And then we got Aaron Rodgers, and I'm just saying,
Park
you better watch
Rodgers.
out. You better watch out. I'm telling you. Every Wednesday, if there's
You better hope you got a fucking ayahuasca retreat this year.
I'm telling you, if there's a Wednesday Steelers game, and we're here for the pod, bro, I'm popping it up. I don't care. You guys will sit here and listen to the announcers the whole time. Me freak out. Quincy will ask me a question. I'll ignore him for 3 downs straight. I don't care. We're gonna see that. I'm excited to see that. I think my sports team is actually gonna go far this year. I really do.
You're like one of probably 15,000 people who want to watch the Steelers willingly.
All right. Me and my Pittsburgh family.
I mean, have you ever
stand
seen
up.
like their stadium during a regular game? I mean, it looks like a White Sox game.
Do you know what our stadium's called?
No, probably something ghetto.
No, it's not ghetto at all. It actually just got renamed. It's not Heinz Stadium
Two?
anymore. It's called Acrisure. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Acrisure.
ACI,
Probably some
like
company.
CURE or something like that. Yeah, Acrisure, SURE. Yeah, it's crazy. It's got to be some random company that nobody really knows or something, or I don't know.
Well, I
Because like
mean,
the
if they got enough money.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, like the New Orleans Saints Stadium, that's a tough stadium,
That is
bro.
a tough
Whenever you
stadium.
drive around it, they have like the logo like holographic there for you to see it, like driving by. I'm like, that's a stadium. You look at like my stadium, like you said, bro. Same with the Chiefs, though. You guys have like the worst ranked like stadium other than coaching staff.
Yeah, but
like,
we have the number 1 ranked fans, so it's like, I mean,
do
what you will
whenever
with
you're
that.
the only
and
ones
we're
voting.
no, and
Your
we're,
votes count as
no,
two.
no,
You're
that's
Super Bowl winners.
that's literally just go look at fucking interviews with football players. They all say that like the loudest stadium they've ever been to was Kauffman. Partially because of the way it's built, partially because we're fucking insane.
That's true.
And so
Is it
now,
called the Kauffman Stadium?
yeah, it's Kauffman,
Really? Both of them are?
or it's Arrowhead.
Arrowhead. I thought so. I was like, wait
Sorry,
a minute.
Arrowhead,
Wait
yeah.
a minute. Like,
I
I live here and I don't know
um,
that. Should have been able to correct you immediately, but you know me.
Nah, I was just. It's been baseball season lately.
Is
so I've had
Kauffman,
baseball.
is it the same way? Is it a loud stadium, or are Royals fans kind of shitty? It's just Chiefs fans?
Royals fans are definitely not shitty, bro. Every time we get to the postseason, bro, we hella show out. Or if we're just having a good season, bro,
Mhm.
people buy those tickets.
Hell yeah.
And like,
That's good though.
we just had a Savannah Banana game at
Mhm.
Kauffman. I wish I could have gone to that,
I did
but then
see that.
also Alex Gordon just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. That was really fucking cool.
How would we feel about a basketball team here?
I think we'll get a basketball team here.
You think so? Are you
Dude, our-
predicting
our-
next 5, next 10?
At least within the next 15. I don't want to go like too early because I still think it's going to be a while. But like, if you look at how much the city's expanded in just the past 10 years, like our metro population, like there's so much money here, and obviously
FIFA.
everyone sees how fucking crazy the fans are in Kansas City for Kansas City.
The FIFA World Cup is coming up too.
Yeah, bro, I'm not leaving my house when that shit happens.
That's gonna be awful. It's gonna be
Yeah,
awful.
it's
for
gonna suck
traffic here,
driving to
but
work. It's gonna suck driving back from work. It's gonna suck just.
You're cheering for Inter Miami though, right?
Brother, I know nothing about soccer. I do not watch soccer at all.
Right now, Messi plays for Inter Miami.
All right, yep, that's
which
my team
is-
then.
Which is it's an American team. It's actually in the MLS. so
Okay, that's sick.
It's Miami's football club. But Miami is actually in the 16. They're in the Sweet 16 now of the FIFA World Cup.
So is that
they-
like the fucking SEC of?
the FIFA World Cup is like the big one. That's
Okay.
if they have the FIFA every 4 years, and they have like a bunch of other cups
So
below it.
yeah, I kind of remember like people talking about that in like the Ronaldo versus Messi debate. Just that like
Yep.
Ronaldo's played in the harder leagues
Yep.
than Messi has, so that's what.
It's all back and forth. I mean, it's kind of like the same. It's a little bit different because they're both active, but it's kind of like the same thing between MJ or LeBron.
Okay.
Were you around for MJ? Did you watch MJ?
I've watched a lot of MJ.
Then you love MJ. If
I
you
d- I
didn't
do.
see MJ like at all, you're a LeBron fan because that's who you saw your whole life.
I get
And that's
that.
how
I
it
also
works
had a
for-
dad who grew up watching a lot of fucking MJ, just talking about like watching him on TV. The shit
That's
he
his
was
goat.
doing
That's
was
his goat.
absolutely crazy.
But did he spend that same amount of time watching LeBron? Like
I
we
don't-
did LeBron?
I don't think he has, but
And that's where the disconnect is. And that's why
so my thing is, I don't understand why we can't have goats of eras. why it has
Or
to
two
just be
simultaneous
greatest of all
goes.
time, because the game changes so much.
Yep.
Like, bro, you're not taking somebody who played baseball in the 1920s and comparing them to someone today.
Exactly.
Obviously, MJ, LeBron, a little bit different.
Yep.
But
It's the exact same kind of thing, though. Like what you're saying, they're throwing 86 in the 20s.
Yeah,
you know?
bro.
Now they're throwing 108. Like,
yeah, they said, oh, dude, it's like in the MLB statistics that Babe Ruth hit like a 537-foot home run over my fucking dead body. He ever did that?
Ain't no way.
No, there's zero fucking shot. I mean, that's the same as. Have you seen that there's been fucking actual gameplay of Wilt Chamberlain going around? I don't know
No
if that's
way.
AI or
It's
not.
got to be AI. It's got to be. AI.
So I saw it and it was. It made sense because I never thought about it. There was no goaltending rules whenever Wilt Chamberlain was playing, bro, and he was. What was he? He was like 6'9".
Yeah, he
or
was
like
tall. He was
7.
tall.
I think
No,
he was
Wilt
like
was
almost
tall.
7 foot.
He is tall.
In what the supposedly real clips, obviously you never know, but I mean it was in black and white. It looked
Right.
fucking right.
Well-
The dude was just like, his teammate was shoot a jumper and he'd just jump up, grab that motherfucker right before he was about to go in and just put it in.
That's crazy.
So
okay.
he was like turning everything into a pass basically
Yeah.
because he would just stand at the rim.
That
So
makes
then it's
sense.
like, okay, that kind of makes sense. I
Yeah,
could
if they
see
just got it
somebody
on defense
scoring.
turn, just fucking huck it to him. He just catches it. But then
I
he's
could
just
see
cherry
somebody
picking the whole
scoring
time.
100 points.
He's 7 foot, so you can't like if
And back
anyone's
then,
small
bro,
on him,
nobody was that tall,
That's what
bro.
I'm saying. If they're small on him, you can just little boy him. You know, catch it over his head.
He was slinging nuts to faces for sure.
That would suck. That's something I noticed. Like I'm never trying to catch a grown man's nuts in the face whenever he's going up and putting a posterizer on me. Like I can't. I don't think I can.
I've never been dunked on.
I think I'm
in my
quitting.
life.
I think I'm out of the league after that. So that poster is not as important.
I'm sorry if I see a 6'8" brolic man running straight at me and I'm under the goal. I'm stepping out the way, brother.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take that
I'm
charge
already in a bad spot.
because that charge comes with a fat sack of nuts in your face.
That's
And then if you don't get the charge,
Yep.
you're on everybody's.
Shacked in a fool immediately, bro. Like you are immediately
You're
on shacked in a
everywhere
fool.
with this man's nuts in your mouth.
And there's just nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
I did message Johnny Dare on Instagram, tried
Oh,
to see if
Lord.
we could get him on here. Do you know who Johnny Dare is? Oh my gosh, you don't know who Johnny
I
Dare
probably do know, but I
is?
just.
Do you remember 98.9 The Rock, like radio station?
Nah, I
If
never
you're
listened.
ever on there in the morning,
Oh, I've
if
heard you
were,
talking about this.
is
Yeah.
the Johnny Dare morning show
Yeah.
and shit. And he recently lost funding and everything for his radio show.
Mm-hmm.
And basically just because radio is just slowly but surely going away.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I get in the car, I fucking Bluetooth, Spotify.
Yeah,
I don't want to listen to
Spotify,
nothing else other than what I wanna
podcasts,
listen to.
songs, whatever it be. Like that's just what you do now.
Yeah.
Because you don't want ads. You don't want to listen to advertisements.
Oh
That's
my-
the biggest issue. Like nobody wants to listen to advertisements.
I'm one of those people.
I
that-
love the podcasters and the videos that put their sponsorship ads in
the video so you can skip it.
I can skip it for Manscaping. Thank you, Manscaping, for funding my favorite creator. Skip.
Yeah.
I still understand everything. I don't
Yep.
need to sit through a 30-second ad of a fake gameplay of a mobile game.
It
I don't
almost
need to-
almost pisses me off more when I get a mandatory fucking minute-long
Yep.
ad. I'm like, fuck that company, fuck them.
Literally,
I don't want
literally,
anything
I
that you're
don't
fucking
want to buy
selling.
your shit anymore now that you're forcing me to consume your dog shit ass content. Like, I don't want it. I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, that's the fucking worst, and I am one of those people. I bought YouTube Premium. I've watched so much YouTube, and
Yep.
YouTube is the fucking worst when it comes to ads.
Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. And they wonder why there's ad blockers and VPN users and shit like that.
Dude,
It's
and
like, I don't know. Maybe if you pump a third ad in our double ads, we might stop doing that. We might stop. I don't know.
And I'm like, and I guess they fucking got me because I paid for YouTube Premium. They got me.
Yeah, they
But,
won.
but I'm one of those people that watches, hour to 2 hour long YouTube videos.
Straight up. Or go to sleep to YouTube. Or
I go to
whatever it
sleep
is.
to
Yep.
YouTube. I
Yep.
do, brother. It's every fucking 8 minutes. There's an ad.
Hearing an ad whenever you're falling asleep is like a Russian sleeper code to
I-
keep you awake
yeah,
for the rest
bro.
of the
I
night.
just
dude.
got edged to sleep. Like
Literally, bro, it pisses you off so much. It's like flipping to the cool side pillow and it's still warm.
Still warm.
It's like, dude, it's just like there's no way this is happening right now. It's just one of those things. Like, you cannot make it up. You cannot make it up.
the creators do get a little bit of a say in that. You can look for videos where they say there's no mid-roll ads or stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, I have seen some where it'll be like this ad break is longer so that you don't have more ads like in the middle of the video.
I did not know that. I'm gonna have to start looking for that and just start, curating my own content.
Yeah, and
At
that's
that
like
point,
Twitch too, bro. Like, honestly, I genuinely would love to watch Twitch. I used to watch Twitch. My
Facts,
my
actually,
free
yeah.
fucking sub doesn't work anymore, so I would like pick one person that I would watch on Twitch and I'd use the free sub and I'd watch their
Your Twitch Prime sub doesn't work?
Yes, bro.
Same here. My Twitch Prime sub doesn't work.
Dude, you can't do it on fucking mobile.
Nope.
It's fucked.
So
It's so annoying.
I never understood that. They're like, yeah, we have Twitch Prime, but we're not going to let people use it unless you're going to desktop. Because even on mobile, like on the mobile website, you still can't do it. You
Yeah.
have to be on the desktop version. So you have to somehow figure out to get to a desktop version on your phone, which is
Damn.
possible, but it's like you have to go through so many loops for it. Am I going to do that to subscribe to somebody
Fuck no.
that I will barely watch because they're only on for 3 hours a day? And if I
Yeah.
miss that, I got to watch a VOD? Like,
And then it's like, I take back what I said about YouTube being the worst with that shit. Holy fuck, Twitch, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my
No, it's bad.
god, you get 8 fucking 50-second ads. Nothing makes me get off of an app quicker, dude.
literally, dude.
Nothing.
Watching for Twitch drop, and I want Twitch to hear this right now. I want them to know your whole Rainbow Six Siege, your whole game thing to get them to, with these drops and everything, does not work. We put our phone up, we click play on it, and we let it sit there. We play our game, and we don't watch your shitty ass we don't watch Jinxie's stream. We don't watch that shit. We watch it
there's
for
a lot of
drops. We want drops. And whenever we're watching ads more than the actual shit, we're just gonna leave it on mute. Oh, so you guys want to set it up to where we can't mute it? Okay, well, we're going to mute the tab. You can't stop me from muting the tab. And
Yeah.
you're not going to stop me from getting my drops.
And like I know there is like just an absolute fuck ton of people that watch Jinxie, bro. And like I was one of those people that enjoyed Jinxie, especially whenever I was playing a shit ton of R6, bro. I'd only watch it on YouTube. I would just go watch his entire stream that he had on YouTube.
I wouldn't even watch it from his channel. I'd go to the bootleg channel that
That's
doesn't,
what I'm saying, that
get
just takes the VOD.
monetized. That literally, that takes the VOD or takes the highlights from the VOD. I'll watch that rather than watching the 3-hour stream that has all the advertisements and breaks in it. Like, that's my thing is that, like, with Twitch, it ruined the streaming aspect of it. The reason of a stream is that I'm going to sit here and watch you make your video. I'm watching ads for 40 minutes of your 2-hour stream. 40 minutes of ads. Like,
And if I don't get your sub, then I have to watch all the fucking ads.
well,
like,
you should support your creator. You should support
There
your
should be
favorite
like
creator.
a curated
You have
like
people that are on government assistance trying to watch you. You're inspiring the youth and shit like that, and you're forcing them to watch these 10-minute ads.
well, that, but
buy
like
more
so I
shit.
think there should be like I understand they have to make money. I 100% get that. That's why ads exist.
Merch.
They have to make money. But no, here's
Make good merch.
here's the solution. You would retain so many more people on your platform if you just had an option where okay, so say I really enjoy watching Jinxie. I'm gonna watch his streams. I don't have the money to sub too many ads. I don't
Yep.
feel like watching his stream. You want to retain those people because they'll eventually get that money to sub
Yep.
or even donate because some of the people that are the biggest fans
are the ones that don't pay for you.
Yeah.
The diehard ones that won't pay a dime to see, you do your shit.
Yeah, but like, okay, say I've watched that streamer for 100 hours with ads. I shouldn't have to watch another ad.
No, 100%. I think we're running out of time right
I
there.
believe that is it.
Well, thank you guys so much for queuing in to Potwire Podcast Episode 2. I'm glad that the co-host here, Zach, could assist our host here, Quincy, with this episode again and again.
You better like and subscribe.
Please
Or you
like
don't
and
love
subscribe.
your family.
Interact with it. Comment. Mom, tell me hi.
Or you don't love your family.
Please.
If you love your mom, you'll fucking like and subscribe.
I'll kidnap her right now. I probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah, you can't. In GTA. Man, I feel like that one was so much better than the last one.